Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to our little Halloween special. Just waiting for the guests to arrive. They're always fashionably late. Actually, that's a lie. They're usually here before I am, which I was surprised because I was running a bit late. I just finished a show with Miguel and Sylvia over on the Red Room. We simulcast it over here. But go over and watch it on their show. Um, if you're interested in horror gaming and that sort of thing, we had a nice long discussion with a bunch of great people. It was a lot of fun. Thanks again, Miguel and Sylvia, for having me on. It's always a pleasure. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see what we got going on in the chat. It says, okay. Uh, I thought there was somebody in the chat, but I guess not. It's early. Uh, okay, give me just a second, and I thought I posted it in the thing, but I guess not. I sent it all over the place, so I'll post it in the link section. Sorry, guys. Like I said, running late, running behind. There we go. Now Justin and TCG can come on in. Those of you guys who've read the story, Raven, this one's for you, so get your butt in here. But the regular cast of characters, you know where the link is if you want to come in and talk about this incredibly short story. Raven and I listened to it together last night. It's all of 10 minutes um, in audio form. There's Justin. What are you doing, man? How's it going?
Give me a minute.
Yeah, no, I won't. So, little guy's getting ready for Halloween. Uh, Carved up a pumpkin. I did it last night. I should have waited, but I thought it'd be fine. It's okay, but it's looking a little withered. The boy drew this insanely complicated image on the pumpkin, so I had to break out a scalpel and chainsaw to get it just right. But I think it did it justice. What he like I said, what he had drawn on it. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, folks. Crafting, come on in. How you doing? Gonna do the thing.
What the?
Hey, happy Halloween! Nice. That's all we're gonna see of Crafting tonight. Anon, welcome to the show.
And I
Thanks for
couldn't hear
stopping
what you
by.
said.
Oh, I said, and that's all we're gonna see of him tonight.
I could not have my headphones on and the mask on at the same time. It looked ridiculous. I mean, that's already a ridiculous mask, but that would have been even worse.
I've got a cape here.
You got a cape, okay? Hey, I
And a
got
cloak along with that mask.
Oh, I didn't see the mask. Sorry, man.
Well, Shadow's well, half of that cover Shadow's interested in. The other half, not so much.
So, how was your crafting challenge there, Crafting?
I got to like 90% of it. I have not painted it yet, but that is mostly too that I got distracted with other things.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, today is Armstrong's birthday, so let's wish him a happy birthday later on in the show. When
I didn't
Raven
have my
gets
camera
here.
low enough. This is the mask I had on.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Okay.
It's my brother's birthday too, so happy birthday, Armstrong.
When Raven gets here, we'll sing him a
who's
happy
a
birthday.
meathead.
I'm actually going to do a little birthday show for him, just a little short video.
Sorry. Technically, my brother is actually a shithead.
I know the feeling. I've got one of those too.
No. Literally. There was an incident when he was a little kid where he got hit in the head with a golf club, and he got a crack in the skull. And my aunt was over, and I was a little baby at the time, and my diaper was being changed, and she panicked and used the rag. That was my diaper to wipe his head.
So he's never been the same. Is what you're saying.
So he's literally a shithead. There's human feces in his brain. That's the story I'm sticking with.
I'm sure. You get a lot of mileage out of that one. Chewy, I swear to God, he's
Uh,
literally opened that door like 5 times. You are
yeah,
stuck in here now, Chewy. The rest of the night.
You are
yeah.
mine now, dog, and now you must suffer.
Oh, shoot.
Um, I do have to say one thing. I gotta be out of here by 10 o'clock. The sharp on the
Okay,
sharp.
no worries. Like I said, it's a short story.
Yeah,
Very, very, very short. And like I said, I'm also going to do a really quick video to wish Armstrong a very personal happy birthday. Um, so
yeah.
no worries. I'm going to see what is keeping Raven. I tried calling her 4 freaking times before the show because she
Yeah,
actually reminded me that I forgot to do the announcement for the show.
yeah. What time's the show at? Yeah. For anyone that wants to know why I've got to leave, um, my bank card expires today, and I've got to activate the new one. And since I'm an idiot and forgot to do that, I got to do it before midnight. I
Oh
just got to
wow!
go somewhere and buy something, interact. Uh, I was thinking about going to McDonald's and getting a thing of fries. Well, McNuggets.
Why don't you just get a Happy Meal?
Well, I was going to, but it's McDonald's Monopoly season, and I got a free sandwich. Why would I buy one?
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
This is why I'm going to McDonald's.
It's been that literally that long. The last time we went to McDonald's, or at least I went to McDonald's, they had the McRib sandwich. So you can imagine how long that's been. I haven't seen one of those in, well, since it's been about 7 years,
I
five,
don't
seven
think
years.
I don't think they've done them in that long.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what I would like, I was talking with my brother the other day when we were out, and I meant to activate my card but forgot. Um, was I would like them to do the Big Mac with the like the exact same, but with the egg and sausage. But I guess they could do the McRibs as well in there, or the exact same burger, just with the.
Believe it or not, I've found several places that you can get something very similar to a McRib. Sam's Club sells a big box of frozen
Yeah,
fake rib meat patties. And believe it or not, Banquet has this TV dinner that's the same rib patty. It's like $1.50, maybe $12 now. I don't know, but it used to be really really cheap. And I kid you not, I would buy like 4 of those TV dinners, throw away the mashed potatoes and corn because that's nasty,
Yeah,
or at least theirs is, and then just use the sandwiches. And it was still cheaper than going to McDonald's.
yeah, most
not
definitely.
anymore.
Although this was even back
No, especially now, McDonald's is like quadrupled in price in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, but when Shadow said $12 for a banquet, it's like $8 is not off price, and that's about how much a Big Mac costs around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a Big Mac costs. I remember when it was like $4.
I remember when before Jackie was born, his mom and we would go for lunch. We'd get 2 Happy Meals, light
Yeah, those
lunch.
are Happy Meals. Those were like $3.50 or
It
something
was
like that.
literally less than it literally like not less. It was like $5 in tax for the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Now you can't get one of them for that price, let alone $7. I think it is here. It's like
hmm
you got to be kidding me.
Oh, I like because I ordered the other night the McNuggets, like I told you,
Hmm.
and they sent me 25 in the box,
Hmm.
uh, which is a plus. Um, if you get the Happy Meal, you got to pay more to not get the toy.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's
That
a fuck up
yeah.
on the app. It was supposed to go the other way around, but it says plus 10 cents for no toy.
Yeah, for the 10 cents, I'll happily throw the Happy Meal toy away. Actually, I won't, because if any of you crafters know, there is gold mine in some of those old Happy Meal toys. to
Yeah.
craft with, and some of them, I guess there's a market out there. I used to go to this place called Frank and Sons. It was like a dealer's collector swap meet, and it was like every Wednesday and Saturday, and there were people whose booths were nothing but Happy Meal toys for collectors. You
Yeah.
know, and you'd pay up to the price of the Happy Meal for said toy, depending on what it was. And I still have a box, like a paper ream box full of unopened Happy Meal toys.
Yeah. They come in cardboard boxes now, not little bags.
Oh,
So it's easier
that's
to reseal them, which destroys the collector value. If you ask me,
yeah.
uh,
Well,
easier to stack
collector
though.
the collector value is weird. Some things you want absolutely pristine,
Yep.
out of the box, beautiful. Other things, it had better be dirty, gringy, and proof that it's old. Otherwise, it's not worth collecting. And yet, they're like literally two branches of the same tree of
Yeah.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's also what the opinion of the collector is.
Yeah,
Um,
that is true.
but no, I think the last month or so, their toy has just been a bucket for Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
my
that's.
nephew and my nephews ended up with them
We
as
also always used to hate that. The one time a year you'd think you'd get something cool and you get something useless. You know, it's basically an empty ice cream bucket.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, we've got pillowcases. Thanks. I don't
they
need
hold more.
your microscopic little bucket. Like I'm not dragging my kid around, until midnight getting free candy. Come on. I actually just filled up our bowl for Halloween candy for the like three trick or treaters that are going to actually visit us tonight. I was
Yeah.
explaining to my friend, we there's literally there are literally two kids under 18, well, two families, I should say, with kids under 18, mine and our neighbors, within 40 houses of where I live,
oh,
at
treat. Oh
least.
please, I was trick or treating until I was 28. Of course, if I shaved, I looked like I was under 18. So
Yeah, well, he should be much younger than that, but
Well,
oh,
and the Halloween candy is just ridiculous. A single Rolo, individually wrapped, come
oh
on.
yeah,
I mean, the Reese's peanut butter cups are the worst. The little they're like
oh
they're about the size of a Rolo, okay, but you got to unwrap
oh
it, then you got to take the wrapper off again. I'm like,
yeah. Uh, That's bad because you can order from them a box that is like 2 feet by a foot by 3 feet of the normal size Reese's cups, individually wrapped.
uh huh,
Like they're wrapped like the normal ones, but they're just one cup.
yep,
It's about $80, but you get a few thousand of them in there.
really,
yeah,
Well, it's a box like
it's literally a retail box.
it's
My mother used to buy them for a little flea market food stand she used to run.
it was funny when I worked for the Chamber of Commerce in Trail. I was destroying documents, uh, backlog documents, actual ones, but they got that for the Christmas party one year, and I looked to the chamber head and said, "Thanks for all the free chocolate." As she's like, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, I'm going to eat a whole bunch of this because they already used about that much of the box at the town Christmas party.
mm-hmm.
There was like that much left, and I ate maybe about that much over the next 3 months while I was there. And it's like you got to eat it. It's milk chocolate. It's got a shelf life of 3 to 6 months. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
last till next year.
Unless it's Tootsie Rolls and those things last forever,
Well, that's not
real chocolate,
chocolate.
yeah.
It's
That
some
that's
sort
the that's
of toffee.
what is the word I'm looking for? Twinkie. That's the Twinkie of the chocolate world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So I just eat like 3 with lunch. I get into the office, eat 3. Shred some documents, eat 1. Shred some documents, eat 1. Shred some documents, eat 1. I gained like 30 pounds.
I don't doubt it.
Wow.
Hey,
But yeah, always look into like the big bulk stuff from the manufacturer or whatever instead of.
Yeah,
and,
now
and
my
this stuff's actually
go-to
pretty easy to get your hand on too.
my go-to candy is now M&Ms in the big plastic containers because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not paying for the wrapper that I'm paying for is a plastic container that I actually will use as a storage container for rice or beans or something like that, as opposed to
Mhm.
the ridiculous amount of wrapper that you're paying for, compared to
But I love Reese's peanut butter cups, man.
Mhm. I really like the really thick one they make now. It's like two of them put together.
I don't know about that. This was back when they were still normal size.
Yeah, they have since shrunk
Uh,
uh, probably at least twice. I want to say, it's subtle, but they say, oh, your hands are just bigger, right, Felix?
no,
Is from when you were a kid. I'm talking about last month. You know, um,
yeah.
everything is so much smaller, or it's incredibly like gargantuan in size to the point it's like it makes no sense how some things are like that and others aren't. Why 2 liters of Coke you didn't change price for like 20 years? You know, it was.
Well, they're just taking a smaller margin.
Mhm.
Not much of a smaller margin. Um, yeah,
But now I don't drink soda and I go by the soda aisle and it's like 2.50 $3 for a 2 liter and I'm like,
yeah. That's what it's closer to 5 here, but
wow.
yeah,
But then I laugh when I see the like the 16 ounces is almost the same price still. It's like you guys are so stupid.
16 ounces. That's what's that milliliters?
I don't know.
That's
Uh,
the what I like to call hand-sized bottles.
Hmm.
oh, okay. So the
The
first
smallest of the hand size
the
bottles.
yeah the small plastic bottles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then there's like the
269.
the longer ones that here they sell. So those are the 500 milliliter bottles. Then the next size is the 710 milliliter bottles, which they only sell in packs of 6 here, and they only sell them at grocery stores.
Gotcha.
They're not for individual sale. It says so right on the bottle. And then there's the 1 liter bottle, the half the
Yeah.
liter, right? Um, which they sell only at dollar stores for $1. Yeah, you get this. Buying 2 liters separately costs less than half of buying 2 liters together.
They really think we're retarded, don't they?
That's no worse. So you
No,
can
they're
buy.
retarded because the packaging costs the most.
Yeah, that's literally no worse than the local Dollar Tree. Other than it's not refrigerated, sells 1.5 liters for $1.
Oh, okay, so you got 1.5 liters there. We
That's
don't got
weird.
that
Just
size.
just the Dollar Tree. It's the
Yeah,
only one
yeah.
that has it.
Like I'm saying, the Dollarama is the one here that only has the 1 liter bottles. Maybe one of the other dollar stores has it too. And our dollar stores aren't like yours. They have to have full staffs. They can't just have one person walking around.
Really. What's full
Yeah,
staff?
like actual staff of people. Like the way
But
dollar stores work in
more
the
than just
U.S. is
people
they
at the
they have,
checkout, basically.
yeah, they have people wandering the aisles correcting things. Usually like 5 or 6 people on the floor.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never seen 5 people in a dollar store other than
yeah.
customers.
I'd actually rather have them have nobody at one point because I was in the dollar store and I kept hearing a something mouth click sounds. I'm like, what the fuck is that? They have. I don't mean to be offensive towards hiring him, but if you're going to have a mentally ill dude who's going to make a lot of annoying mouth noises, have him work at night, not in the middle of the day. Yeah, and it was in a frequency too, and in a pattern, a very annoying pattern.
Okay, I wonder how many teeth he had chipped.
Hmm.
Because just doing that, I feel like my teeth are gonna break. But yeah, we could probably listen to the story. 'Cause,
I know,
I
I know.
literally just listened to it before coming on, like at 7:30. And besides there being a little kid that had a cat or whatever, I remember shit about it.
I don't remember
Yeah,
a whole lot.
well, I thought Raven would get a kick out of it,
Yeah,
because
we've
it's
been
kind of,
stalling for her.
yeah, well, I thought it'd be nice and stall for her. It's been 22 minutes. I've sent her numerous messages. Um, so, did you guys like the story?
It was okay. She's
Yeah,
not
I'd
a
say it's
Was it
okay.
lot.
predictable? I mean, it's like seven
After a
pages.
certain point,
Yeah,
as
Yeah,
soon as the Egyptians, as soon as the Egyptians rolled into town, it's like, okay, yeah, the old couple's gonna die. It's just a matter of how.
well, they got
yeah.
Ed. They got Ed,
Yeah,
which um I found a little ridiculous. I mean, I get it. It's the justice, the revenge, whatever. He loved cats. A couple things. One, Egyptians in a faraway, not Earth place was kind of weird because it's not Earth, because of all the places they named that never existed, and those all come from his dream cycle, which are stories about this place called the Dreamlands, where when you go to sleep, you can go and visit, and all kinds of weird stuff happens. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Well, it
You
depends. How old is the story? Is it like early in his writing career?
they wrote
Because
it in like 1920. Yes, very early.
so it could be our world. He just hadn't established those name places in his, like he's like recycled them
Hmm.
for his other mythos.
Yeah, could be,
And
could
there's
be.
just like names he made up of towns and places because
But
'cause
it was very.
it could be like some random town in
I could definitely see it
New
being,
Hampshire or wherever.
like an old Disney cartoon kind of thing, along Sleepy Hollow lines, etc. But at the same time, it's really dark. Not that the fact that the old people get murdered by the cats, but the fact that what they're doing to the cats just out of spite and meanness,
Yeah.
that was just like really. It was it's definitely a product of its time, and
yeah, and all I have to say is that my pet, and especially if my pet disappeared and then I hear screams like that out of there, there's a decent possibility that I would have been arrested for assault or worse.
oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
I will say right now, I don't love cats like I do certain other animals, but I still love animals, and the quickest way to get my temper flared is torture an animal where I know for a fact
Well,
where I know.
I got.
Fuck you, man. They're cats. They deserve it.
I gotta ask. You said certain other animals. I mean, there's only dogs. Everything else is food. Unless you're
That's
like,
not
No,
oh
what
true.
I'm
yeah,
referring to there are a few animals. If I were to hear their scream of pain, I would just go,
okay,
"Die,
okay,
you motherfucker!"
yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
fucking,
but not cats because they deserve it.
yeah. Especially like horses. They've been, they're for me. Horses are right underdogs in the way that they've served mankind,
Hmm.
almost willingly, but not quite. Whereas dogs,
Well,
absolutely,
here's the thing about horses. Horses are similar to cats in how they obey us. It's just the fact that unlike cats that are lazy fuckers, horses like to be worked. Horses actually like doing stuff.
yeah.
You give a horse
We've
something to do,
literally.
it's happy as pie.
I hate to say this, but we've kind of uplifted them, Justin.
Yeah.
That being horses, dogs, not so
No,
much.
they don't have language. They don't speak. They don't got thumbs.
No, oh, that kind of uplifted. Welcome to the show,
Yeah,
Omen. You want to pop in? You know where the link is. You're always welcome
they're
here,
not
bro.
sentient. Yeah, You can definitely listen to the story before coming in. You have plenty of time.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That was awesome. I honestly thought the story was longer, a little bit longer. I knew it was short, and most of his are a more organized group could literally knock out like 5 or 6 of his stories in one show. But we're gonna milk this one as long as we
We haven't even
horses don't
started
give a
yet.
damn about you. Hey, what's up,
Like
Mike?
I said,
Good to see you,
horses are
brother.
like cats. Only individual horses are actually going to give a damn about you, and you have better build a very strong relationship with that horse.
Mhm. Yeah, and not with the Spurs.
With the apples.
Looking forward to the game this weekend, Mike. I hope Cal gets his audio taken care of. It's gonna be a busy weekend. But yeah, I did think that it was a little much that the kid just happened to be an orphan and all he had was the cat. I'm just like, really? What a bunch of shitty gypsies. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
one gypsy family said, okay, fine, you live with us, you're our son, blah blah blah. You know what
Well,
I mean?
they didn't say that he was an orphan. No, they didn't say that he wasn't living with the others. They just said that life has been cruel to him, took his blood parents from him. They didn't say no one was raising him.
Right, but it kind of seemed
Yeah.
that way. You know what I mean? Didn't it? It did to me that they.
Well, I always got that they roast their kids communally with the clan. And it's Roma, don't be a racist, bro. Gypsy's a racial slur. That's why you call them gypsies.
I've yet to hear an
They weren't
actual.
even gypsies. They were technically Egyptians. The 2 horns with a plate in between the 2 horns, that is Egyptian straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could have stole that. They are gypsies after all.
I'm starting to think you need to change the rants to another R word. Just saying. But the story was kind of cute, kind of, you know, it was okay, but it was just a little ham-fisted. Let me put it that way. I think that's the word. I'm looking for. And who do we have here? I
Well,
bet it's Quinn.
Well,
That's right.
I'd have to say, would our first stories we've written, would those be a little ham-fisted compared to what we can write potentially in the future?
I want to say my first one wasn't. Second and
Yeah, bullshit, bro. You stop sniffing your own farts.
well, by the traditional sense of ham-fisted, Stampede was absolutely just and maybe not the third one, the airship one. 'Cause I really did put a lot of work into that one.
You don't know what work is yet, bro.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Omen?
His name is Chicken Tendies. Get it right.
Hey,
I had those for
well,
dinner,
to be
by the way.
fair, so I think my internet's really slow, so we'll see how it's going.
Okay,
Yeah.
you gonna make it for the game this
But-
weekend?
I should be
Okay.
able to without any real problems.
Okay, cool.
No,
Been
Well,
too
your
long.
internet may be slow.
no.
but
The
you
whole
don't
thing
sound
with
slow.
people with horses is people try thinking horses are dogs, and they're not. They're nothing like dogs.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that people have is that they think, oh, the horse loves me. Your horse doesn't care about you. Your horse has a memory of about 3 seconds. That's about what their attention span is. And they're animals that work on flight. I like donkeys a lot more. I think they're a lot better, and you can gain the trust and things like that. And that's and same thing with mules. I've never heard anyone badmouth a mule. But I will say this much: there's a reason that the term jackass exists.
Yeah.
And that's a male donkey.
So what you been up to, Omen?
Well, I've been at my parents for the previous 2 weeks, and just got back this weekend, and then just came back from physical therapy. So things are getting better, but I still need some more work in my legs. But other than that, everything's I have no real complaints.
Cool. Have fun with
I'm
the
gonna try
boy.
to get my axe game started back up again because I took 6 weeks off.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. I find anytime you take too much time off of a game, it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, but I
Or you
had to do
kill it.
that just because I was taking 2 weeks off, So it's, and I do it every other week. So it's, you're right. I think the big problem that we're going to have is that one of the guys is going to the hospital. He's been out of the
Ooh.
hospital for the last month. So that's one
Oh,
aspect. And then the other part is, this is why I like the West Marches style. I'm like, show up if you want to play, and don't show up if you don't want to play. And I found that works out really well because no one feels obligated to come. So I think that helps for us.
Yep.
the other death knell I've noticed lately. Hey, Connell, sorry I couldn't let you in. It wasn't my show to let you into. And had they asked, I would have warned them well ahead of time. Um, the other death knell I've noticed with a gaming group is when the DM starts talking about a new game. It's like, he's burning out. He found something new and shiny.
Well, you know what
Ugh.
though is I like having multiple games because, but I don't mind playing if you're playing 2 or 3 games, that's very different. It's like, hey, I like to do this one and this one.
No,
So,
I get it, but if it's like
but
you got this group and you've been playing the game for 6 months, let's say, and then the DM starts talking about a new game or something.
Like
Uh,
Ardawood.
no, that's so far off um, that
Oh
trust me, you've
no,
seen
it's
that one
because
coming.
you're doing your Halloween thing.
Oh yeah, that's really just a module. And the original Arduin was literally meant to be a supplement to D&D until D&D said, "Nah, we're not doing that." They were too worried about it being better because at the time that was a distinct possibility. No worries, Owen. We'll see you when you get back. Um, and uh, I get it. I've been there myself. Especially if back in the day, we would go to games. We would actually go to the game shop kind of regularly, and I would see something, and I'm like, I'm grabbing this, and everybody's looking at me like, we're playing this game already, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like, don't pull that crap on us unless it's like a different night, different group, or if like with one group I have, when we don't have everybody, we have a second. We have like literally have a backup game, so that
Yeah.
if someone doesn't show up, okay, we'll play this instead. So that when we get back together, everybody's there, and no harm, no foul.
This is understandable.
I like the idea, um, and I may do that when the game we're in, Justin, comes to a screeching halt. We will start up a new game. I know Grim will be like, "No, I still want to play this game." And I'm like, "That's fine. We can have two groups. Just it would have to be another night because Sunday is the one night I can absolutely dedicate to all of my attention. It's the end of the week,
Yeah.
and I can unwind and you know relax with that game, knowing that I'm starting a brand new week. Go to bed. It's a new week, etc. But Sunday night's the last part of the weekend, and I can just get into it. Okay. Oh, I see. Owen actually left. I didn't even realize it. Oh no, it's this guy. Look what the cat dragged in. I've been waiting to say that all night.
Oh, it's gotta be. Hey,
Oh,
I figured out that they could let you change the name of those groups.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, because
I saw.
I know with some of the other groups, people were annoyed that they couldn't find them because they're named just like people in them. So I just renamed all the ones I was in. Two reasonably relevant things.
so what kind of animal did that fall off of?
Uh, this is a cigar from Table 36. They're a local Illinois cigar company. It's called the Peacemaker.
Okay,
He's got one called the Judge. It's very Western-ish feel to the name.
they're all named after firearms. Love it. The Judge is actually one of the few firearms I can't actually purchase here, and I cannot wait to own one and carry one,
Is
just
the
because it's
judge?
just
I
Is
miss
that
smoking
like the
cigars.
shotgun that's made? It's a shotgun. It carries shotgun shell ish things, rounds, but it's actually a sidearm.
pistol. Yes, it is. Well,
See,
it can fire 45 caliber ACP or 410 shotguns, and then I think it's the governor that can fire both of those and something and or something else. But I mean, the cylinder's like this freaking big. It's a massive freaking. It's a ridiculous firearm, but
for
at the same time, it can be very very um, handy.
As you guys know, I'm not a big gun person, so you should be slightly surprised that I know I knew about that one.
I'll give you credit for it. Yeah, it's not a well known firearm with the majority of gun nuts, but it's one of those unique things that um, I like versatility. That's why I like shotguns to begin with. They have countless different types of ammunition for the
Dragon
12
breath,
gauge.
dragon. You're gonna warp your tube, your barrel.
Yeah,
No, no, tube is the correct term. Use tube.
they used to.
It's called a handle, and
So I was listening
it's
to
a
you
bullet
guys'
hole. Bullet hole.
conversation on the other show, which I completely get. That was their show. I didn't exactly get that until after I realized, like, wait, I can't gate crash this place.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and Shadows being the gatekeeper there, which is probably good for him. Um,
No, I literally couldn't do anything about it. I didn't have access to let you in.
oh no, it's fine.
We all know Shadow's not the gatekeeper. He's the keymaster. Get it right.
Are
Mhm.
you a god?
No,
Yes, yes,
Shadow's
I am.
both, and then he parallel dimensions himself to watch himself do it with a camera.
Whoa. Crafty gamer,
Nah.
what you do in your alone time, the rest of YouTube does
No,
not
no.
need
The
to know.
lore is that Shadow is a gay porn producer.
That explains the beard.
Good man. Good man. 10 points to Connell.
Yeah, yeah, and then he disappeared for some reason. Actually, I'm trimming this thing off. Come New Year's, I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah, you're gonna look more like a gay porn producer.
Come say hi to Connell and everybody.
I actually think you look. But I actually recently
You're
watched
not
one of your
gonna
older
wear the fez.
video Shadow.
Oh
Look at this
wow.
guy. Put the fez on.
Fancy.
Have a fez.
Put
Well,
the fez
he just
on. Put the backwards if you
well
see.
he just
Yeah.
arrived from the night before Christmas.
No. It's
Nice.
Uncle.
Give me a hug. Come on. What the
What
fuck?
was
No,
that?
he
That
looks-
Gravity
Happy Halloween.
Falls.
He looks like one of the guys
Oh,
from
right, from
the
Gravity
last
Here, just have fun. Be
Indiana
careful. Remember what I
Jones
said.
and
In my cabinet.
Yeah.
Kids these days. He's got a hot date and
what's his
embarrassed.
name?
Ah, yeah, nice. Nice.
Hey, Shadow, just be proud he has a date. At that age, I was so awkward, / thanks to circumstances thought of as gay. I didn't even have a date.
Well,
Really?
he won't admit
So,
it, but you
well,
know.
hold on. Is that really true, Crafty Gamer?
Yes,
So
through
nothing's
my
changed
entire
over the
high
years.
school years, I was thought of as gay.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
It's,
Oh,
it's fucked up. I mean, you kind of walked into it, but damn, that's
Yeah.
that's almost below the belt. But around here, there's no such thing, is there?
Don't be like that to poor Crafting. You're wasting
All
a gay
right,
joke
you're right,
that
right,
belongs
you're
to
right.
Shadow, man.
Justin,
Like,
you're right. If anybody knows below the belt, it would be Shadow.
yeah, but only on men.
yeah. He's been around before there was a belt, so he definitely knows.
Oh.
So, anyways, I was listening to the show and they're talking about modern horror RPGs, stuff like that. And I don't know if you saw my remark I made, but okay, this is a one shot. This game is going to last from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Your only goal is to survive. You're not beating the monster. There's no way to beat the monster. You just have to do it old fashioned Michael Myers, Jason, whatever, and survive the night.
Mhm.
Well, I was
RPG.
thinking it would have been that sounds kind of interesting. I was
You
thinking
could do that with aliens with the xenomorphs.
Well, that is technically actually one of the rules too. Be the sole survivor. That is literally one of the goals.
The Last Girl.
The Cabin in the Woods.
That's what it's called. It's called The Last Girl. Fuck, man. It's literally what it's called.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
You'll notice most of the time it's a girl.
Yep.
It's always the virgin. That's why they always need to be sacrificed first, because they know that they're going to be the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah, but you gotta use the right knife, the meat knife.
It has to be all curvy and stuff.
Hey, man, it said you had to sacrifice her virginity. It didn't say you had to kill her.
What? I don't get to use this bad boy?
Oh,
Why would you want to use that? You got a nice tight hole there.
Wait.
You
I know what that is. I
I
can't think of the name of it. But is there a level, a lever where it splits into three?
Oh,
different
those are
No, I
the
don't have
lever
one of
ones are a
those.
Hollywood invention. Technically, those.
No, those are not. They're from
they're
India.
not.
Yeah,
Nope.
they're from
I
India.
almost grabbed one, but it's just a little spendy for the squeezy thing.
I was always told that the Hollywood that the one that popped open was just a Hollywood invention.
No, that type of weapon dates back before the British found India.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I
used
did
to
not
have a
know
book called Weapons for all the things you could name it. It was like the history of all weapons. It was like
I am in a sport where we talk about swords and medieval weapons a lot. So yeah,
It's called a guitar.
yeah.
yeah. I prefer the 12-string guitar over.
But those chubby
Most of my
fingers, I
knowledge
figured you'd be
comes
more of a
from-
bass player.
Most of my knowledge for weapons comes from
Hollywood.
palladium, forged in fire, and a little bit of personal research into my favorite weapons.
You know, Forge of Fire is actually not that bad when it comes to information. But
So-
this is supposed to be a book review. Book
So,
club?
Connell, did
Yeah,
you,
well, yeah, it was like a 7-page short story.
so Connell, did you read The Cats of Ulthar or whatever it was called?
I don't even like cats, so no.
No.
Well, you would have liked the opening.
There's. I'll send.
Is it like the cat people? Because that movie is fucked.
I will send you the audio. You can bow out for 10 minutes, then come back in.
No, I'm good.
But no, he's literally not joking. That's about how long you would be too.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute audio video.
I
on
was
YouTube.
actually re-listening to the book that Jack picked out years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm glad I listened to it the first time. The second time, I'm like, God, get to the fucking point.
Who is it by?
Some poor Russian fuckback. It's like the very first of that genre. It's
pre 1984, pre Brave New World.
Oh, okay. I think another one you're talking about.
It was really good.
So you guys want to see my Richard Pryor impression?
No.
I thought that was Michael Jackson.
No, Michael Jackson was hair at a Pepsi concert.
Uh-huh.
Michael Jackson set himself on fire.
I know he was walking down the stage, and one of the fireworks things went off way too soon, and he had more grease than hair at that juncture, and it went off. Well, it was the 80s. What do you want?
Yeah.
And Richard Pryor got drunk, stoned, and otherwise decided that he was tired of life, so he dumped rum all over himself and lit his ass on fire.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's the story I heard.
I never heard that.
I only set myself on fire once. And my immediate reaction was, fortunately, not panic. I just grabbed a towel and put my hand out. A lighter had managed to get stuck on in my hand, and without thinking, like an idiot, I went to strike the lighter on, and just, woof! My fire hand was a fireball. Thankfully, like I said, I put my hand out pretty quickly, so I was hairless for a couple of days, though.
Probably had to switch hands too.
But
So I think I'm in an urge to start dating a redhead again, so I can play Smashing Pumpkins.
no.
Now, let's see here. What did I hear? Oh, yeah. Redheads are just as crazy as Latinas.
It depends.
Oh,
It
yeah,
really
but
depends.
Colombians take the cake.
I've never heard anything about a Colombian.
Oh, he's not wrong.
So Jack is going to a Halloween party,
No, I don't think so. The
or
reason I know it's a date, even though he won't admit to it or say so, he's got like his best friend kind of thing. Hey, what's up, Felix? Happy Halloween. But he's not hanging
Hey,
out with.
Felix.
He's not hanging out with his bestie tonight, and he won't tell us what he's doing, where he's going. But he needs money.
that's a date.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a date. I mean, Crafty Gamer wouldn't understand that, but yeah, that's a date.
That was just mean. That wasn't even funny. I mean, it was a little funny, but that was just mean.
Hey, you laughed.
I know, but I couldn't help it
don't
because
be mean to Crafty Gamer, man. He's our bro. If you're gonna
No,
be mean to someone, be mean to the porn producer, for
yeah,
fuck's sake.
right, right. Yes, exactly. Anon.
There are
Okay.
rules. Like this rule right here. Oh wait, I have to find the show. You can't comment in the chat when you're a guest on Restream now.
yeah, I know. I'm kind of not digging that.
Yeah,
They changed it. It used to be you could.
I mean, I understand why a lot of
that
people are
must have
stepping
been
away.
before my time.
No, it was like right when we started.
Oh, okay,
Before they moved it, the sides of the things.
okay.
Hey, somebody's dating them.
Because I gotta follow this rule right here.
What rule?
Rule 34.
No, it'll pop up in that rule right there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Felix showed up.
Right.
You had to do it the long way around.
The how big are your hands? It's a line from him and a picture on the show. Yeah. He asked me how big my hands were in chat one day.
Big enough to make somebody happy. That somebody just might be me.
No, I'm not going to make you happy, Carl.
No. Hey, if you can't
Shadow though, Shadow will love to
No,
cast you.
no, just no.
throw some Marvin Gaye in the back.
And a guy named Marvin. Connell and a train of Marvins.
No.
So I guess we lost just about everybody except Anon. I served with a guy from Colombia who used to drive around Toronto with a blow-up doll in the front seat all the time.
Was it so? Now, people did that because there was that car lane that if you had two or
Carpool.
more, the two or more people in the car, you could go into that lane instead.
Yep.
I saw this video where this woman was getting pulled over for driving in the party lane, and it was just her by herself, and she was recording it. And she get pulled over. Cops like, you know why I pulled you over? She's like, no, why? Well, you're supposed to have more than just you in the car, ma'am. She's like, there is more than just me in the car. The cop looks, you can see the cop kind of look around. It's like, where? And she's like, I'm pregnant. So there's technically two people in the car. I'm like, bravo.
Yeah. My favorite will always be a Skeletor one. Cop pulls over. Do you know why I pulled you over? Why? You're in a carpool lane. You haven't. It's just you in the car. You're gonna feel really stupid when you look in the trunk.
Nice, Anon. Nice.
Okay, so I gotta. We're talking about Michael Jackson and his Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
So I got a video for you to play.
Okay.
This is how Shadow gets canceled. Trick or treat.
No,
No.
we're reviewing it.
Yeah, this is a review of a YouTube, another YouTuber. So it's a video on YouTube. So we're allowed to review YouTube videos. And it's themed because we all like miniatures around here. Oh, I gotta press play.
Today I'm going to show you how I made this 1 to 10 scale diorama of Michael Jackson when his hair caught fire during a Pepsi commercial in 1984. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you how it can be yours.
No, I don't care. Don't care.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a little faster. There we go.
I started by sculpting Michael's head full size. I'm packing clay onto an armature. I'm using water-based clay called wave clay that I bought off a man called Brian who was shot in the foot in 2005. Not because he sells clay, for other reasons. But you'd have to ask Brian. I start with a cardboard cutout of Michael's profile, and I use that as a template to set the proportions. And then I begin packing out the sides, building up his skull, filling out his brow,
That's horrifying.
adding some more mass onto his beautiful
this is
chiseled
how you
jaw.
make things, man.
I know.
Don't know exactly what face Michael was making at the time, but I
This
chose
guy's
a
really
kind of
talented too.
lip. So this all
If
happened
you
during
take
filming
down the
of a Pepsi
comment
commercial
from
in
Anon,
1984.
people could see
Yeah,
the
it consisted
channel.
of the Jackson 5 singing Billie
Oh.
Jean, but with revised lyrics about how delicious Pepsi is. I actually prefer this version to the original. I don't know anyone called Billie Jean, but I do enjoy Pepsi, so I can relate more to the Pepsi version. Anyway, as Michael was coming out, some pyrotechnics went off too close to his head, and his hair caught fire. He was rushed away and treated for second-degree burns to his scalp. Pepsi settled out of court, and Michael donated the 1.5
I like
million
how he does
to
the
the Bratman's
Michael
Medical Center
Jackson
in California. They
voice
even named a burn
twitches.
ward after him, but it's closed now. Here I'm just adding noodles of clay to build up his jerry curls.
Wow.
The commercial was directed by a chap called Bob Giraldi. I reached out to Bob for an interview, but I didn't hear from him, which is fair enough, I suppose. Bob also directed the music video for Michael Jackson's song Beat It, a song about tough guys. It's interesting to see the 1980s idea of a New York tough guy. It might be perceived as quite effeminate by today's standards. Not that effeminate men can't be tough, on the contrary. I once watched my Uncle Wayne kick a bouncer half to death outside a nightclub in Vienna. And there's nothing Wayne likes more than popping on a set of kitten heels and floating about his kitchen to Rihanna.
Oh, Michael's
And there he
crying.
is. Yeah. All machirish. I then sculpted his body in a 1 to 5 scale, using myself in similar garb as a reference for how his clothing may have fallen against his body.
Everything's conveniently.
I wish Michael had chosen a more dynamic pose, but he didn't, so this is what we're working with. There is some grainy footage of this incident on YouTube. I'm not going to share any links here, as it may be too traumatic for some people. And the last thing I want to do is upset Michael Jackson fans. I'm using an oil-based clay to build up the muscular structure of his body.
Do you want me to skip a
I will
bit?
then scan this
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
head
yeah, please.
using futuristic technology. I gave him a pair of loafers, which I was not
Still
bothered to
really
sculpt.
good though. Wow.
Gracias,
Yeah,
Laura.
he scanned it
visítame.
in 3D.
They
He
click
talks
together,
about making all the stage parts.
break the surface tension, and
Yeah,
stop.
now he's
the-
painting it. I was casted in bronze because, this guy does everything to nines.
I might have creeped people out a little bit, but anyways, it
talks
was
about
as
some
if you were at a
psycho-
concert, right? I mean, it was just the greatest.
Psycho actress. This is the part.
We've all waited for.
Yeah. It's a live reenactment. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, there is a joke running through the thing about it.
I know, right?
I'm hearing that right.
Yeah. There's a joke out through the video about some guy fucking.
All that for that.
Yeah. And it's like
When I was
he
5
bears
years
it
old,
somewhere.
I
and
accidentally pulled a
puts the
wardrobe down on
curtains
myself.
out. You a year ago, you could have gone and find it. Okay. Where the fuck's the stream? There it is. That's how that happened for real. For those of you that didn't know why Michael Jackson became white. Well,
I'm guessing
now you know.
you're saying goodnight there, Anon. Happy Halloween. Thanks for sticking around. That was something.
Yeah.
Talented guy.
A little disturbed.
Yeah, that's a lot of work for a very very short punchline.
Yeah, he's got one. He's got one on. What's his name from Braveheart?
Oh wow.
Yeah, Shadow.
Mel
There's
Gibson?
His arrest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shadow,
you were saying?
there's a channel. I can't remember what it's called. I only seen it like once, and I don't know why it never popped back up in my feed. The guy is dedicated to making like 3-4 foot dioramas of this
Okay.
awesome thing, and then destroying them spectacularly in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he had like, if I remember correctly, over 10,000 subscribers, if not more, or something like that. He had thousands of subscribers for sure.
Yeah, do what you need to do.
That channel is Bobby Fingers on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the least of my unseeable. Wish I could unsee.
Oh, don't be.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got Mel Gibson's drunken arrest, DUI. He's got Steven Seagal getting his ass whooped. Which is like
Which
always
time?
funny. I don't know. One of the times, one of the famous times. He's got a giant Jeff Bezos head diorama or something. Then he's got Fabio's Goose, right? Which was a tie-in with a different channel, and then he's got like some other thing. He's only got a few videos. And I don't know if you know Fabio's Goose, what that story is.
No.
So Fabio was, Fabio, right? We all know who Fabio is. If you've seen a romance novel between 1970 and 2003,
yeah,
he was on the cover of it. He was on a roller coaster, and it was like at the peak. His hair's all blown back, and smack right in his face, a fucking goose flew. He flew into it. Which is funny because like some people saw this video, the miniature video, and like some other YouTube channel, and what's his name, Adam Savage, and they just did a like, let's recreate this with like an air cannon and a ballistic gel head and film it in slow motion. So they got like a rubber Fabio head.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
And it's just like you see the slow motion cameras, just like their jaw going. After like the third try at it, the eyes are blowing out of the head. Oh,
I got nothing.
Wow.
Oh. It upset Shadow because he wanted to film Fabio and never got a chance. Oh. So the cats of
Raven will be here in just a minute.
Lies.
That's what she said.
It's been an hour, Raven. We've only got an hour left. before I gotta go.
You see what you don't actually know is that
Raven's been here
the
the whole time.
story. No. The story
Mm.
is actually a not a premonition, a prediction of Raven's future.
Hey, you guys take it easy, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking off? All right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've never seen Connell and Raven in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
And one can definitely fit inside of the other. And it's.
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Connell's going to undo the zipper and Raven's going to step out.
Mm.
Too bad Restream doesn't have the ability to block people from leaving. Just no, Connell, you can't leave. Stay.
Oh, that would be classic. Oh, we're gonna have to get nerd on that technology. See if she can't figure out a way to make that happen. Like, nope, you're stuck here.
Well, Mr. Max could probably do that too.
Either that, or we get two Iranian guys with AK-47 standing behind the guests.
Well, the Iranians
we just
wouldn't let them. Probably wouldn't keep them there because they haven't done anything to Iran. Now, Iran's enemies would probably do that.
But yeah, Raven said she just got home, so I'm
From
sure
where?
probably getting cat food.
No, her latest abduction.
But I'm sure she'll have an interesting story to tell us when she gets here.
No, she just finished the story. She started it when the show started. She's just finishing it now.
Now she's saying I never sent her the link. Raven, I sent you the link like at 4:30.
Well, if you send her the link you put up there for us, it's all fucked up and shit.
Yeah, it's the only way you can join is if you stream the show to your channel. It's like I don't want to do that.
That's weird.
Yeah, you just sent the wrong link. Oh.
I mean, in this it's not so much I don't want to stream Shadow's show on mine. It's the fact I didn't start with it. If I had started with it, that'd probably been one thing.
Yeah.
Like
Well, next
doing
time
it
you want to
every
do it,
week.
let me know. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it besides from that link that you sent.
Well, I do know to do multiple, you have to pay for it. I don't know if Shadow's paying for it.
No,
No, because he still has the restream thing up in the corner.
Yeah.
No. Okay, then yeah. Then yeah, I do know that to stream it to multiple platforms is a paid for service, even with Restream.
No, you can actually stream your show to multiple platforms. I think you're limited to 3 on the free account. Because when I started my show, it went out to Twitter as well, but Twitter stopped allowing that for free. You have to pay Twitter.
Yeah, I meant to say channels, not platforms.
Yeah. Okay. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, because I've got this going to Facebook, and that's it for now. I don't have any of the other things. Why Rumble is not one of them, that just blows my mind.
When you close out, they have that thing saying, do you have any recommendations or complaints? Start writing it in there.
Yep.
Like every single fucking time. I want to stream over to Rumble. Why don't you have the ability to do that? I want to stream over to Rumble. Why don't you have the ability to do that?
It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. Because they do listen. I've nagged them for things.
Yep.
You know. There are very few channels on YouTube I've actually made a formal complaint over, and the Restream YouTube channel is one of them. They added like a timed event thing, right? When they added that feature, the scheduled events.
Okay.
And they had a bunch of them, and it was like every half hour on the dot. It was like spamming, and especially since it was just their logo going around in a circle for like a half hour. So I just report. I reported all of those fucking streams as spam.
Yeah, they even got when I came in here, they had I guess they had Halloween music set up and Halloween decorations, I guess, for the background. Uh,
Yeah,
you know, not my thing, but I could see how that would be
useful.
popular or useful for a lot of, more wholesome channels. I want to say, unlike everything we ever do. Um,
We just watched a video of a guy reenacting the burning of a person while
yeah,
they were alive in miniature,
yeah,
which was
we're
fucking hilarious.
and we're all going to hell for it, or at least that'll be on the list.
Oh,
The next thing that's going to be on the list is this, but I did a quick flip through. It's not like what we thought. It's literally like uh, I want to say a gore esque D&D kind of
yeah.
world.
He gets
So
transported to another world by aliens, and they have to the fight fight for domination or something like that. I think it's
just to
something like that.
survive, I guess. I don't know. Um, Sylvia was actually threatening to run a game of it, and I'm like, that would be freaking hysterical. Um,
Yeah. Tell her she has no problem with our motley bunch of psychopaths.
and it's only there's no page number. What the hell? How do you not? 26.
Oh, someone forgot to hit the the box on.
No, it has page numbers. Just they're cut off on this one page at the end, and it's about 130 pages. Um,
That's not
digest
bad.
size,
I like
AI
that
art. I think it was like $12 or something like that.
that physical copy.
Yeah,
Where send me the link for it
yeah. I'll have to go look it back up.
because I told you when I was looking, it was like 40.
Really? Well, that is Canadian prices.
No, it's not actually that much of a difference. If it was 12 for you, it'd be like 15 or 16 for me.
Oh, okay.
So
It might have been a little bit more plus shipping. Um, and I want to say I might have had a coupon, but I think there's a 20% discount on Lulu right now.
mhm,
Where I got it.
that could
So
be a regional.
yeah, I think I saved the link for that as well. I can send that to you. Um,
Yeah, because I'll definitely get that.
yeah, just to have lying on the coffee table, you know. uh, yeah, I'll probably do a review of it later next month, just cause I think all the reviews that were done don't exist anymore. But I
Yeah,
could be wrong. Uh, I'll have to go double check, but all in good fun. Nobody ever gets hurt in a role playing game. You know,
and if you do, there's something wrong with you, not the other person.
well,
Are you choked on the piece of pizza?
or somebody punched you. I've seen that.
Don't punch people. It's wrong. Unless they're fuck your sister, like that Michael Jackson parody video. Just saying.
I forget he actually had a sister, didn't he? I think that's
Janet?
Raven jumping in.
No. I'm pretty sure the
No, it's
out
all,
through out through sculpting yeah, out through sculpting the Michael Jackson figure and talking about the processes. He starts talking about like life stories, and one of them is a guy fucking his sister,
oh.
and the stories
Well, your
slowly
chair wants
devolve.
too much beers. What's up, Mac? How you
Yeah,
doing, man?
yeah.
In case you missed it, we talked a little bit about the Cats of Ulthar. It's only I want to say, a 7-page short story, so there wasn't a whole lot to discuss. But because Raven's such a cat person, We figured we'd do her a solid and
She never showed up.
Well, she's getting.
Yeah. It's been 45 minutes since you said that.
Been like 12.
Shut
So
up.
so Owen, did you ever read this story?
I read it so many years ago, though I haven't read it recently. I read all of Lovecraft's. I had a book of it where I read the whole thing, and
Yep.
But to be fair, is a lot of things blur over time, and I don't even remember this one. So
Mhm.
Well,
ooh,
no, that's the wrong page. Here's the link to the video if you want to bow out for 10 minutes and listen to it and come back. If you think you need to.
You'll probably beat Raven to the show.
Yeah, you'll probably beat Raven to the show. She'll be here at the 1 hour and 57-minute mark, and I'll be saying goodbye. Oh.
No, that's right. You got to go do the McDonald's thing.
No, I've got to go do the reactivate my new bank card thing before midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to do it like 10 minutes to 12 or whatever. Give myself a nice 2-hour window.
She said she'll be here shortly. Mac, she just got back home from shopping or something.
The first thing that happened is one of the cats rubbed against her leg. She fell down, and all the groceries landed on top of her, and now she's stuck.
Oh, and after about a week or so, the Burgermeister is going to go up there and find some beetles in the corner of the room.
Yeah. And a bunch of fat cats.
And a very, very clean skeleton.
Yeah.
That,
and you know what the story said is once they have a taste of human flesh, they won't eat anything else.
Yeah.
That's
not even their saucers of cream.
Yeah, which is bad for cats. Don't give them cream.
Yeah.
They actually say that cats do eat regularly afterwards, but only after like 2 or 3 days of being full.
Yeah, they gorge themselves.
Yeah.
Which is weird because
you wouldn't think 2 old people would have that much meat on their bones.
Well, they're fat.
What I found hard to believe, I mean, unless it was literally like an avalanche of cats. How are I don't care how many cats you got. If I've got a stick, I mean, just this big.
Well, I think it's kind of implied that they're like 30 or 40 cats. They're like Raven levels of cats. If all of Raven's cats ran at her at once, you think she's not going on the ground?
I guess, but I guarantee you, well, they may take out me, or Jackie's mom or whatever, but I'm taking out some of those cats with me.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
But they're supernaturally alive, right? Like that's.
I'm just saying that's
none of them look like they were injured to their owners or anything.
There would have been. They would have found my skeleton. They would have found my skeleton, and they would have found about a half a dozen minimum other cat skeletons.
Wow, they would have found like maybe one.
No, trust me. If my fat ass falls on a couple of them, they're going down.
You would be lucky for that one too. Be honest here, Shadow. You couldn't survive an attack from a field mouse with only one leg.
Oh my God. No. I mean, taking out the old lady, I get that, but even then, there'd literally have to be like 40 of them, and they'd literally have to like attack, in groups at the same time, in waves and shit. They'd have to be all kinds of strategic, tactical. Just
No, they wouldn't. They've got sharp
Shadow,
little claws, and
you
sharp little
you are
teeth.
underestimating the sheer power of numbers. There is a reason why wolves can take down an elk. The elk,
well,
by all of its power, should be able to go. Nope, wolf squish dead.
exactly, Mac. Exactly. Even if it was my bare fists and my boots or my bare feet, they're yeah, exactly. Swinging for the bleachers. Um, I
The
get
only
it, but
time that a
you're
cat
talking.
eats you is once you're dead. They'll only
Well,
eat you once you're dead. So
in
at
this
that
story,
point,
the
if you're
cats actually
swinging
do
when
the
you're
killing.
dead, that's the whole other. Oh
In
yeah,
this
well,
particular
oh
story,
well.
the old couple get eaten and killed.
The old cat. Well, no, they don't say that. There was strange runes over the old couple's house. The old couple could have been killed by magic, and the cats lured in to eat them. Don't
I don't
forget.
remember that
Hold on,
part, but
hold on.
okay.
Don't forget
I think there are.
2 to 4. Like it was like the day before, like all the cats the day before were missing were seen circling outside their house,
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
doing
in
a
rows
dark
of
ritual.
two, and doing all kinds of weird
So there's
cat
a
things.
chance that the couple was killed by magic. The cats themselves didn't actually.
Well, we got plenty of time to listen to the story over again right now.
We're not doing that.
we
That
can pop it up
literally
right
be-
this minute.
I know. Yeah.
See, and the thing
Wolves
is
away.
a puma's a whole different. That's a whole different level. That's a 200-pound animal. I'm like, if a 200-pound cat, good luck trying to survive that one.
Yeah,
I'm just
But
saying,
bobcats
if they're
25 and 50.
there are 40 or 50
I didn't even buy it when
kittens.
Liam Neeson, was what movie was that in where he had to fight the wolves? I was like, yeah, bullshit. You're going down, dude.
Liam
No, for
Neeson.
most of the problem I have with most of them is that they always make them seem much more powerful than they are. It's like, wolves usually win because you run away and then you get exhausted, then they pounce on you.
Or you're already in
But
a state of,
most animals,
uh, you know, you're weakened from exposure and weather and hunger and things like that. And the wolves are like, this is just another day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much: is if you change to coyotes, it'd be a whole different thing.
Yeah, Jackie and I almost got attacked by coyotes when he was just a little. He was on his bike with training wheels. We're on our way to school, and there was 3 coyotes in the neighborhood digging through trash cans. And it was like, oh shit.
Well, coyotes will pretend to be hurt and get a dog to chase them, and then there'll be a pack just waiting to kill and eat the dog. But it'll be one like they'll start limping over, and the dog will chase it, and then they'll take it over. The dog will chase it over into the woods or out where you can't see it, and then the pack of them just
You can't marry Sue a cat, Mac. They've got supernatural powers and they're fucking evil. They got those little teeth and the claws. They'll bite and they'll scratch.
And then it'll be all itchy, and then you'll be distracted from scratching.
Yeah. You get that little scratch from the first one, then the second one will scratch you, then the third one, then the fourth one. And next thing you know, you're bleeding from 1,000 little cuts, and you're going down like Julius Caesar. And then they eat you. It's just like the Senate all over again, but you're you and not someone cool.
Well, they are old people, so they probably have blood thinners, and just one swipe from the cat just bled them out.
Yeah.
It's a fictional, like medieval-ish, not medieval, but ancient history. I don't think they had blood thinners, but at the same time,
in the 20s, they had blood thinners in the 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's just sort of popped up around
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the
20s,
well, because if they were actual Egyptians, dressed and doing the things, it's probably more like the 40s.
I don't recall them saying Egyptians. They just did that Egyptian-style headdress.
Well, they also did Egyptian runes. Specifically mentioned the Sphinx and a few things.
And the gypsy wagons and things like
Well, yeah, that's why like you got the gypsy wagons. Those aren't Egyptian. Those are Indian. Those come from that way, not that way.
okay, aspirin.
Yeah, aspirin is a blood thinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they've also had blood thinners since ancient times too. I don't know their application, but they've had them.
Yeah, just add some of this lead powder to your wine.
Oh, no kidding, right? Because it made it taste sweeter. That's weird in itself, isn't it?
You'd be
I
amazed how many
never.
deadly things taste good.
Yeah, but those are usually berries, bro.
Hey, from my understanding, crap, what was it? Well, it tastes sweet. Crap. Antifreeze.
Yep.
Apparently that stuff's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people get killed with that shit.
There's actually an additive they put into it to make it sickly sweet, so you're less likely to consume it or no to spit it
Big
out because it has no
Macs.
flavor normally.
Yes, we were talking about Big Macs earlier and ways to make them even better and more toxic, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not toxic.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my free sandwich and some McNuggets. I think I like me some McNuggets.
Yeah. It's one of the best things they ever came up with.
Yeah.
I have not eaten McDonald's in over 10 years. And I told my boss one time, he says, hey, let's stop at McDonald's. I said, well, I'm driving. We're not stopping at McDonald's.
Good for you.
I remember McDonald's when it actually had like moisture in the hamburger patty. And that hasn't been true for what? Since the early 80s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those McRibs, man, that was something else. My dog risked actual death trying to steal one of those from us. It's the last time he got up on a table, I'll tell you that.
Bad dog.
Yeah. Yep. And he doesn't do that for anything else, but it was like the one time, it was like we mistakenly left a McRib sandwich that had been uneaten in the bag on the dinner table and came back and it was gone. And I was like,
Yeah.
he knew as soon as we walked in. It's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble now, but it was worth it.
So I still have that link from Felix open.
Okay.
He stopped in, and I'm wondering, is this the most appropriate way to buy that shirt? Is this the most appropriate way to buy that shirt?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean?
I was just
Peter?
looking. Yeah. I was just looking through because they've added more options. Like you can
Okay.
get it on a ball cap now. Don't know why you'd want that, but because it's like
Oh
this big.
God, dude, that's even better
What?
than it being on a ball cap.
It's like this big though.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think it's stitched, so.
But you know what I'm saying though? That would be like the best if it was done right. You know.
Yeah. I'd have to redesign it. You want the face to be the whole half of the thing, and then like how big are your hands around it or something, or around the brim.
You
Cool.
get a lot of attention up there in Canada. I'm just saying.
No. I would
Hey, take care, Mac.
party on that.
Table.
Yeah.
Hashtag death to Cthulhu cats. I'll leave that one up for a while. I will say hi to Raven for you. I'll leave it, like I said, I'll leave this up for a little bit. It's been like 20 minutes since she said she'll be here in a minute.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the first thing she'll say is, "You didn't send me the right link." I guarantee you. She says it every time.
Yeah. This still doesn't matter. If he didn't send you the right link, how did you get in? And then it still doesn't take you that long to get in with the link.
Well, it does if she's got to charge up a device or put her face on, even though she was just out in public, or any number of things. I don't know. I mean, I literally for Miguel and Sylvia's show and your show in the mornings, I give myself 15 minutes.
Most of the time, I don't even do that. I put a shirt on and sit down.
Yeah. Well, I usually like if I was taking a nap or I just woke up, got to use the restroom, make sure I don't have any boogers hanging out of my nose or anything.
That's what the camera's for.
And then grab a drink, maybe grab a smoke, and still have time to do that. Today, I actually before this show, I was able to eat and cook, heat up in the oven a couple slices of pizza, have a cigarette, use the restroom, talk to the boy for 5 minutes before coming up here, and still made it with about 30 seconds before it was 5:01.
Yeah. I took a nap.
So, whose turn is it to pick next?
I think this one was mine, or the last one was.
Yeah, I think the last one was yours, and I think I picked this one for Raven. So that makes it either Omen or Crafting or
whoever's here during the show.
Yeah. Or where's Dark Knight? I thought he was going to be here.
He's probably asleep. He's like, he's in.
Yeah.
It's like 2 a.m. where he is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
we have to do Face the Frost?
If you can find it.
Find what?
I was just curious.
Face. No, we haven't done anything with the word Frost in the title. Who's it by?
Yeah, but it says John Bellairs, The Face in the Frost, which is the one right under Anderson Paul.
John Bellairs.
Yeah, that's literally the second. It's right after The Broken Sword.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with it. So.
Yep. I've never heard of him. Although actually, maybe I've heard of Lee Brackett and Frederick Brown. I mean, could you pick a more generic name? That could literally be anybody. Is anybody looking up The Face in the Frost?
Yeah, I'm looking it up, but look it up as well because you might find a better copy than me. If I can find one.
Night, so
yeah.
Excuse me.
Where is the book club? I've placed audio recording, but it's from a cassette in Shadwell's Appendix M book club.
Okay.
Take a look at it after the show. We can always discuss what pick whatever the next one is. We've got 2 weeks. That'll put us November 14th or something like that.
Well, Faces in the Frost is there. It's just not the crispest recording. Okay. It's 5.5 hours.
That's weird though, because you said audio cassette, right?
Yeah, they used to come on cassette tapes.
No. I'm aware of that. What what surprises me is that they didn't just put any old thing on cassette back then. It was usually like something like Tolkien, where you get the milk crate of 15 cassettes, or something.
I had the milk crate. No,
mean,
you
it was
used to be able to get like they would do audiobooks on cassette that you just
right,
have to special order them, and they were like $60 a book.
right. But I thought it was
Yeah,
usually it was
terrible.
something. It was something that was at least a pretty well seller. It wasn't just any old thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
So
right. But see,
maybe
nowadays is you can read off the book, and so you get multiple author or multiple voice people doing the same book. So
know what I mean. Is that it must have done relatively well to think that it would be a good idea to put it
Not
on.
necessarily,
Do you think?
because you've got to remember you have the Institution for the Blind or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, maybe
So
that.
a lot of like American authors would have that stuff done through that institution. Like that institution would organize that being done.
Okay.
There was an actual U.S. Congress lobbying group for that shit back in the day. Back when government did things that helped people with problems.
Okay.
so here's the reality of it is it used to be that you had to have it was really expensive to actually have someone go into the studio and read it for that amount of time. And now anyone, I've talked to I know a few people that have done it, they literally will get books that are outside of copyright. They will read them and then they will upload it for Audible, and then they'll get a chance of and so then
Yes,
you'll have multiple narrators for the same book. So
you can do that.
that's what we're seeing a lot more of.
Uh, not necessarily. The prices haven't actually gone up that much for it's if you're just getting into narrating a book, you can do it yourself. Obviously, it's always been the case, because it's always been small indie companies for those things, right? Like one man shops. But it's about
Yeah.
$100 for a finished hour of audio. That's what you would charge.
So
So, like this book, if recorded by an author, a narrator today that was new, they would earn between $550 to 2,000 for recording this.
so
Because that's the range. It's 200
no, I
dollars.
understand that if you're going through them, but I know people that do
No.
audiobooks.
Independently,
Okay.
like those are the same
Oh, yeah.
prices you would do. You would get, because there are several firms. That's pretty much the industry
No,
standard for that.
no. What I'm saying is that I know a few people that do their own, and of
Mhm.
course they're not paying for that. All they're doing is make sure they have a good enough recording.
And
that
it's
they
a
can
lot
do
easier
good
to do
enough for the
that
book.
now.
Yes, that's what I mean by why we're seeing a lot more of it now. That said, I was listening to Alexander Macris, and I forgot who the guy's name, but he was a writer, and they were doing. There's now an AI version where it will
Yeah.
do the book for you. And his problem was that it was mispronouncing several of his words, so he had to type it out. He had to rewrite his book phonetically, and then it would go through. So
Now you also
That sounds like a pain in the ass.
It is, but usually when you have a good narrator, they'll come back to you and ask you for pronunciation guides, which then you have to like write things out phonetically and give them a cheat sheet. Where in the case
So,
of
but
AI, you'd have to do it with every version inside the thing instead of giving that person a cheat sheet.
That's something I've noticed lately. Listening to certain things, I've been catching AI's inability to read certain words properly. I'm just like, you're kidding me.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It just totally throws it. It's like I was listening to something, I forget what it was, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, and then like, oh, it's AI.
yeah,
How do
you
you how
get
do you how do you screw up a word like that? But
or all of the three for three. Like I get that instead of three.
but the whole point really is that if you need someone and you don't have a great voice, then you can do it via AI. And apparently Amazon was having a trial period for that. And so he was going through. And so
Well, AI is actually
practicing
really good
it
at a
on-
lot of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but they were saying that this was a new thing with Audible because Audible's owned by Amazon. That he was doing that. So at that point, really, the prices can come way down unless you get, like Justin's saying, a very fantastic reader. But I don't know how they're going to do AI for a dramatic reading. That's the real question for that.
There are actually sliders you can put in. Like there are some AI programs that have sections where you can, like, I want the tension to amp up here, and it will be more dramatic in the voice. But that's a thing that's
It may be just as much work at that point as to get a real person doing it.
You end up having a technician instead of a narrator, and like I said, a lot of those people, because of the technology these days, instead of it being like before, it was a narrator, an editor, an audio technician, like you had a whole suite of people like in a normal recording studio. Now it's just some guy who's got a booth in the corner of a room in his house and a fucking
And
laptop.
here she comes to save the day.
Oh, she got here 20 minutes faster than I thought she would be.
How's it going, Raven?
No, I have to go get stitches. I have to go get stitches. I can't be on. I was just trying to type you a note in the chat, but the damn keyboard got a glass of wine spilled on it, and it's not working. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have to go. I got to go to the walk-in med clinic.
Okay, go get better. That's all that matters.
Hurry up.
Go get better.
Don't waste time with us. Go.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in
Did a cat attack you?
There's a raccoon. But
close enough.
Anyway,
we'll hang up for you, Raven.
I can't fucking hang in this thing up.
I got it. I'll get you out. Don't worry. Take care of yourself.
I gotta go.
Good luck.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, that was a Halloween.
Why does Raven
scare.
come on? If you have to go treat yourself, go treat yourself. Stop worrying about getting online first. Good
Holy
grief.
shit. What a trooper, right, guys? Holy shit.
Health is your number one priority. Number one.
I'll say.
Not getting online. But that's just me.
Raven. But if it was a cat, I'm vindicated. That's all that matters to me. I hope we get a good story, and our friend Raven is okay.
That's right.
I wonder what the hell she did to herself. I'm more curious than concerned right now.
I don't know. My mother just broke her toe. I found out my mother broke her toe this week.
That tone is panic, scared, crap. She don't like doctors.
I don't like doctors either, but I at least know that they do fine as long as it doesn't. If you need drugs or that you need someone to commit surgery.
For trauma, absolutely. That's what they're for these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say a little prayer for her after the show.
So anyway.
Yeah, same here.
So anyway, I guess this Face in the Frost should be interesting.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it took that long.
Well, it's counting as your pick, so if we know where to go.
Well, no. I mean, that's my whole point.
No worries, man. No worries. There, we've had a stinker, so far. Even a story, Broken Sword, I didn't think I was going to like, but as I got through it, it was not even halfway. I'm like, okay, I can get into this for now. It's not really my cup of tea.
Did you finish the Broken Sword?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Like I said, the point is that
I think I did.
but some of it is that you can get the background of what Gygax was working with, which was the real point I wanted. Was like, oh,
Exactly,
okay,
exactly.
that's
That's
cool.
the whole point of this show is to inform people, kind of the origins of the hobby.
Hmm.
Why, what was out there to inspire people. Because I always heard the story. I know it's probably not true, but that um, when Gygax or Arneson had finished reading Lord of the Rings for the first time, they were so bummed that it was over that they didn't want it to end, so they made D&D. Sounds good. And mind you, this was back in the late 70s, early 80s when I heard the story. And, we didn't have the internet, so who knows who made that story up or if it's true. It's literally impossible to find out now. Um, I suppose Ernie might be able to say, um, but you know, I've found it very very helpful. And over the years, reading the books that I have that are already on the list that I've already read, uh, I really was new to the whole genre at the time. I was reading things like Doc Savage and the Star Trek log books and things like that for, my,
Hmm.
my, my science fiction and fantasy, if you will, or pulp and, comic books and things like that. And, I literally knew nothing about, sword and sorcery or fantasy stories until I started playing D&D and I got the DMG. And when I got to that book list, I'm like, okay, let's start looking for books. I know for a fact I was already playing D&D when I first read Tolkien. I think I'd seen the Hobbit cartoon, but prior to that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Not here. I don't know. We haven't really covered the story, done any of the questions. I want to say,
favorite,
my favorite character was the Burgermeister.
I was going to go with the woodcutter, but okay, that's totally fair. I mean, there were what, five characters in the story, if you
And
don't
they were
count.
only ever mentioned by passing.
Yeah, well,
Okay, I'll be right back so I can listen to it at 2.5 speed, and then I'll come back.
okay, okay. That's
You
like,
don't even have to leave, bro.
Well,
uh,
that's true. But see, if I listen to you guys, then I'll
You
have
just
to go through. So I'll be right back.
mute the
so
mute the
so
show.
there he goes. He'll be right back, folks. How about you, Crafty? Do you have a favorite character?
Blacksmith.
There's three people that went to the
The
cabin.
three wise, the three wise men. All right, yes. As long as nobody said the dumb little kid should have known better. I mean, how do you lose a cat when it's your whole life? You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, he was a cat.
I mean, you just picked the thing up and put it in your pocket. It was. Did you guys watch or listen to the one with the illustrations, the
No.
version?
I was horror babble.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it was for me too.
I didn't actually like watch it,
Yeah,
so
I did because it was only 10 minutes, and it literally Raven and I were on a messenger call, and she's like, "Well, why don't we just listen to it now?" And I'm like, "What the hell? It's 10 minutes." Um, and so I was right there, glued to the thing. Not glued, but it was right
so
there,
so,
and the
so
art
Raven
was
did actually listen to it.
yes, yes. That's the sad fact of the matter. That she did. We did this for her, and it's like I'm gonna have to put part two.
Yeah, she went out and tried to learn to juggle chainsaws.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I honestly thought at
Meow,
first it was
meow,
because
meow,
she
meow,
got a new
meow.
couch. She got a new couch, and I could just picture her trying to. It's a leather couch, and I could just picture her trying to move it up the stairs by herself. Um,
Oh,
Oh god, that'd be bad.
why would she get a leather? I hope it was free.
it was.
Okay, because there won't be any leather on it after a month.
I know. I know.
The
Meow,
cats will eat
meow,
it.
meow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, they'll scratch it.
No, she'll be able to use it like a sleeping bag and like tuck pull up a flap and get inside it. Um, But so, did you have a least favorite character?
The Burgermeister.
No, it was a damn blacksmith. I hated that guy.
Well,
So
no, that's the one the crafting has to say he is the one.
okay, I see we're gonna go that route. Okay, yeah, the
Oh,
woodcutter. He was a son of a bitch. I loved him for that. Uh,
yeah.
I think we can all
The
stand firmly in
Burgermeister
agreement.
promised me burgers and being a master at them, and he was neither of those.
I think we can all safely say the little kid had it coming
Yeah, yeah.
for letting his cat loose anywhere near a house that had a reputation like that, which would be like the only thing the entire village had, of interest was the shitty old couple that would catch and torture cats to death, and somehow that's the one thing he couldn't get through his little tiny little noggin was don't let the cat loose anywhere near that house. Um, and the next day he had a new cat. You know.
Yeah.
So is there anything
So,
from this story that you'd take into your D&D games? Crafting? Anything you got from this one that you would, you know,
Well, I'll have to admit, I
weave
do
into
like
your...
I like the wandering Egyptians.
Egyptians.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of,
I'm wondering if it's like a revised version.
I've actually got
That would have like a lot more sense.
I've actually got an Archon Studio Gypsy wagon here, complete
Yeah.
with potion stand.
Bro, Roma. They're called Roma. Stop using racial slurs on YouTube.
Connell might be listening, so they're gypsies, damn it.
Connell might be listening, so they're gypsies. No.
His ancestors, his grandparents, something like that, were Romanian.
Those aren't the same people.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, he always takes offense to that or something. I don't know. It's Connell. It could be anything. How about you, crafting?
You gotta be
Anything?
careful. He's like Five Guys.
Yeah,
Burgers
I
and
know.
fries.
How about you, Justin? Anything you take from this story and throw in a game?
The gypsies. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of now like the idea of the
You had a
Burgermeister.
perfect time to yell at me there. Like, this
Yeah.
banter it's got to start going both ways, bro.
Yeah. No, I just made me think that the Burgermeister, the woodcutter, and the blacksmith have to be like the three wise men of every town now. They're the town council, just those three dudes.
It
You know?
wouldn't even be hard to give them more detail too,
I know, right?
because you couldn't write a more two-dimensional character than the name goes somewhere.
Yep. I've got to be careful with that myself in my current story that I'm writing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to go through this one and add a crap ton of stuff. It's
I moved on from my outline this morning. I got 3 chapters done.
really
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, I literally haven't written anything since you told me I had a whole another week.
Only 9 more to go.
Only 9 more to go. Yeah, I've got one. I think I have 3 chapters to go, and I'm done. Calling it at like 6, which should be about 40 pages. You know,
After I get back from activating my bank card,
yeah.
McDonald's, I'm gonna try and slam them all out tonight.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So you'll make tomorrow's deadline, which isn't the deadline.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I probably won't, but I'll try.
Yeah, I've got way too much work. I actually had to draw a map and do all kinds of crazy shit to get everything in position so I wouldn't forget where everything was happening.
It's definitely a tight first draft. Like it's got some structure problems, and like I need to actually give it a location. Like everything is like nebulously a city somewhere. It's like, what city? Should it be a typical North American crime story and be set in New York, or
Gotcha.
it's just very vague. There's no flavor to the location.
So, would you guys recommend this story to anybody?
Fuck, it's only like 8 minutes, bro.
You know, I can
Listen to
honestly
the
say,
audio.
no.
I'd recommend it to
Now
my niece
says
who's a cat
yes, and
lover.
he's not even done yet.
Well, no, I think he's done because he's back here waiting to come in. That was quick, man.
Two
I
times
played
speed?
it like 1.75. It takes like 4 to 5
Seconds.
minutes. I mean,
I know,
I
it's just time was
enjoyed it.
flying. So I'll hit you up with the originals. Omen, favorite character?
Probably Menez or or the little boy Ulthar, I think was his name, or Ultha, whatever his name was.
No, that was the name of the town. Menez or something like that was the boy's
No,
name.
no. Well, no, that was one of them, but then there was the other one that was the innkeeper's son.
Oh, I totally forgot.
There were innkeepers. I went with the Burgermeister. Shadow went with the woodcut and
crafting went with the blacksmith.
No, I like the little boy because he reaches up to the sky, speaks in other languages, and they see the heads and stuff from from which to me sounds like they're all Egyptian when you start looking at it. The way he's describing it, human bodies with animal heads.
Yeah,
so
we've been calling them Egyptians the whole time on the show.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
We've been calling them gypsies.
No, we've been calling them Egyptians, but they're supposed to be gypsies. They move around like gypsies.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
But
least favorite character, Owen?
We went with all the same characters we picked. So,
what was your least favorite character?
Menace. Oh, least favorite character were, of course, the old couple.
Okay. Yeah, we specifically avoided them just because it's funnier that way.
I know, but
they were the true heroes. They were the true heroes
that we need and deserve.
Yes. Raven's gonna hate us for it, but
Raven would be with us right now if those were her neighbors.
Yeah. And what would you take away from this story to add to a game? Or would you?
Well, I think it's the same thing as there's always how do I want to put this? Not everything do people have to be directly involved with. I think it makes a good rumor or story when you start hearing things. It's like, because it gives you a sense of the world of okay, well maybe we won't screw with them when we go into Ravenloft. This gypsy group that's going through.
That's actually a really good point, Omen.
You could
leave it to you to friggin' bring us back to freaking reality.
You could easily take this story, Control H, is it, and change the names to relevant names to your campaign, and then just hand it out to the text document, not the audiobook, but
but I mean,
Word replace the names to relevant ones in your story, and then hand it to your players. Read this.
Well, I mean, all you have to do is just talk about, there's this, be careful that old couple up there. Everyone's afraid of them.
Or even better, tell the whole story. That's why one of the laws in the land is, don't hurt the cats.
Yeah, but it can be replaced with anything, right?
Yeah, the dogs. You don't mess with the dogs. You don't mess with the wild dogs in the town because once upon a time, there was someone who didn't like dogs and they did some bad stuff. And next thing you know,
no, they were eating the cats and dogs. They loved them very much.
So they were Haitian.
No.
I didn't say that. You did. All I said.
Channel's getting deleted.
I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. There are actual videos of people confessing to doing such things. Therefore,
but the one that started that rumor was not actually a Haitian.
And I asked you if you'd recommend this, and you did say yes. Would it be would it be one of those things where you've heard of H.P. Lovecraft, you've never read him, here read this, or would you go with something bigger? I actually my go-to story that I recommend when people are trying to get into H.P. Lovecraft is a little story called The Outsider. It's about the same amount of pages, but it's far more interesting and far more fun. I'm just going to say, uh,
I like the one about the painter. That was my favorite.
Pickman's Model.
Yes, where he goes
Yeah,
in and he sees the monster. That's my favorite of all his
that's a
stories.
good one. That's one of the first I read because my first Lovecraft book was a paperback I got from the Scholastic Book Club thing that they had. As a kid, they'd give you that little newspaper, get you to buy books, and I grabbed a book of short stories. I still have it, and I must have bought that in like third or fourth grade. I want to say maybe fifth. It was
So about 70,000 years ago. I didn't know Lovecraft was around back then, bro.
he
Well,
wasn't.
well, well. See, I just love the fact of the one description that is better than all the others, and he was eating his head like a candy cane. I mean, all
Oh,
too often they want to go super descriptive, but your mind just rushes all over, and you're the one adding all the details.
Yeah.
And that to me is great for having that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's when I was talking with Miguel and Sylvia. They're big into movies and TV shows. More so, I mean, they've obviously done a lot of horror reading, but for me, it was always comic books. The old Tales from the Crypt and Creepy
Creepy.
Magazine, Eerie
Yep.
Magazine, things like that. That's what really got me because it was black and white art, so the minimalistic, in the way of art, still great art, but because it was black and white, I could add my own, color
Well,
to it, and some, especially Tales from the Crypt, the original, back in the 40s and 50s or 50s and 60s, uh, comic books, they could get away with whatever they wanted back then.
well,
And
that's because they were considered a magazine rather than a comic. Is what it came down to. But no, my uncle. I was 6 years old, and I think it was Creepy. It was one of them, and they had the classic traditional, story like, oh, so and so, talking about snakes, and then the guy finds the tomb and gets turned into a snake. That kind of thing. And it
uh-huh.
was very, that was the very traditional stuff. And the same thing whenever we talk about old black and white movies. What is it, Black Cat? It's one of those where they wouldn't put the violence in front of you, but they
Yeah.
would show like the shadows and stuff, and
Yep.
your mind filled in the rest. And I think that's the problem with all too often of what people call horror versus slashers. The horror movies let your mind fill in the blanks.
That's
That's why I think
that's exactly what I was saying. Is that your mind will go to darker places than the author, shows you, or the cameraman or whatever. Your own imagination is
That,
far more
but
personal.
a good description is needed to begin with. Not a descriptive description, but a good description. And an amorphous blob is not scary, no matter how you describe it.
yeah.
Well, that's
Uh,
true, but again, that was my description of he ate his head like a candy cane.
Well, yeah,
And,
that's what I mean
yeah.
right there. That is
yeah,
a good one. That is simple but good.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not
Gruesome.
describing all the other stuff that's talking about
Yeah.
the blood spurting or anything else. And that was what I was mentioning with Black Cat. He comes
Uh,
over and he ties up Boris. What is his name? It's not Boris Vallejo. It's the one that played Frankenstein.
Boris Karloff.
Karloff.
Yeah, Boris Karloff, and it has Bela Lugosi as his opponent. And he ties him up there, and he pulls out the knife, and you can see him go towards him, and then it shifts over to Shadow, and you see him slashing back and forth at the Shadow, but you don't see the blood
Mhm.
and anything else. And I'm going, that's what happens all too often nowadays is they want to just make it as gory as possible. And like,
Yeah, the whole body horror thing,
yeah.
not really necessary. I mean, your own imagination is, often your own worst enemy.
Well,
Yeah.
Alien, I thought did much better the less they showed it. Same thing with Jaws.
Oh yeah.
The movie was supposed to have a lot more of the shark, but because Steven Spielberg couldn't keep it afloat,
Uh-huh.
it actually made a much more impactful movie because you only got to see it in bits and pieces. And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, and everything, every kill. Let's say
Yeah.
the shark, especially the first one, Oh my God, that screaming and the splashing and all that. You just at night. Oh my
Oh,
God, that's like literally like one of the most terrifying ways you could possibly imagine to leave this world.
so
You
I'm
know,
gonna. So my son and I were out at the pier. I guess it was last week or so, and we're sitting out there, and my feet are dangling off the pier, and the water's only about probably 3 feet deep, 3 4 feet deep, and and there are fish swimming underneath. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I do know that there are bull sharks out in that area. Um, and I turn over and I see this fin swimming, right over on the surface. I'm like, bringing my feet up, bringing my feet up. That was a dolphin, but it's still the fact that all of a sudden when you turn and you see this fin that's about a foot off the
Dolphins aren't as nice as people make them out to be.
no.
They're not. They're not going to try and eat your foot though.
yeah, that's my point. Yeah,
No,
that's
but they are royal bastards. Have been known to bite people.
And worse.
Yeah.
usually they don't mess with you unless you're trying to play with them and other stuff. Anyway, but the whole point being is that because where my parents live, there have been a few fatalities from bull sharks. Um, so over the last 30 years, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Even though my friend, most of his injuries, well, I think his injuries came from a stingray that he stepped on, and then one time when a turtle bit him. So
You gotta be careful with them stingrays. They killed
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
I
that
know.
was a lucky shot.
I want vengeance though.
Straight through the heart.
Yeah, well, it may be a lucky shot, but my friend, he said he stepped on it and it whipped him, and got his foot really
yeah.
good. So, I don't care how you look at it. It's still like it's still like a dagger that's about 6 inches long.
Oh yeah.
Steve Irwin was a good boy. He never did nothing to no animals in the kingdom.
I still love the South Park that they did with him. The man from 1996. It was like 1998, and like, oh yeah, and he's like, I've been gone for 2 years. How do you have like an 8-year-old child? Well, I just had to move on. Yeah. And then they were playing Ace of Base at the same time. Oh well, we put him in his natural habitat. No, it's a good episode.
Oh, Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Never actually liked the show when it was on air, but it was.
Well, my
I
son
saw a
wanted
couple
to.
of these. Seemed like a little schlocky, but
Yeah.
for a
He
guy who
was
comes
very.
from a place that doesn't exist, I'll buy into it.
I'll say this much as you talk about that, but man, I saw him run when a
Connector.
Komodo dragon. You look at the Komodo dragons; they look
Oh,
really
don't yeah,
slow and stuff. And that Komodo dragon, I think he cut his leg or something, and that Komodo dragon smelled the blood and went after him at full speed, and he just barely got up into a tree. I was like,
yeah. Those
holy
things,
crap!
their bite is freaking deadly poisonous from all the bacteria and shit.
Well,
Um,
and
I just watched a thing on the life cycle of one of those, like a animated spoof. It was pretty good. I'll see if I can find it later and send it to you guys.
but I mean, but you think, but they move really slow. But when they move, they'll run at like 12 miles an hour or so, which is as fast as most people run.
Yikes!
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're really slow. Like, uh-huh. They look slow until they're ready to go on the attack.
Until they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Well, most lizards have two speeds: slow and fast. Showing you that fast moment is for brief intervals.
oh yeah, well, but they're ambush predators anyway. But if you're suddenly taken aback, if you don't know, they'll grab you, and they'll definitely get a good bite on you.
And they're not carrion eaters. What's that? The cannibals. So what's the
Oh yeah,
word for that? They eat
cannibalistic.
their own. Yeah. They eat their own young. They eat each other when they hatch. So like the strongest, most fast to eat ones survive. Then
So, I mean,
they have to spend their
they're
whole
born,
youth
most
up in trees avoiding bigger
yeah.
ones.
Well, then the bigger ones will come in, but like you said, is they're venomous, and then they have that bacteria in their mouth as well. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
what was her name? Her husband got bitten by it. The Basic Instinct lady, Sharon Stone. I think her husband got bitten by one. You know, they were like, oh look, like,
Alec
oh yeah,
Baldwin.
well, that wasn't Alec Baldwin. That was you're thinking the wrong lady.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Kim Basinger.
Yeah, no, I think her husband. Now, of course, she probably got divorced again, but her husband, I don't think, was an actor at the time. But apparently, he went into a zoo or something like that, and he was looking at it, and it suddenly turned and bit him. And so then they had to deal with all of both the infection and then the poison. So
sucks.
well, that's one thing. Well, that's one thing we don't talk about is for octopus, their bite is poisonous also or venomous as well. No one ever puts that in the game.
I didn't know they were.
Yeah, apparently, of course, the blue-ringed octopus is what most people talk about, but there's, I believe, all of them are at least slightly venomous.
Yeah, most squid are not venomous. Octopus are. Most octopus to a human, though, is the equivalent of a bee sting. Most.
Yeah, isn't it from the thorns inside the suction cups?
No, they have a beak.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they have a beak, but I didn't think that was what did it.
No, it's their beak.
Their beak. Well, if there's nothing else with the story, I better get.
Yeah, I was going to
heading
call
out.
it at the top of the hour, but we started rolling. But yeah, thanks everybody for doing this. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the next book, which is Facing the Frost, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the thing. If you have Audible and you want it, it's for free for the next 8 days, 9 days.
All right.
Then they're taking it off the free thing, so probably a better version.
And we'll see everybody tomorrow morning over on Justin's show, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard and noon? 1?
Yeah, 1.
No, it's 10. Sorry. Not 9.
Yeah.
10, yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, where we'll be talking about the last week of our writing challenge before we move into the next one.
Naughty November.
Yeah. Is that what you're calling it?
I don't know.
It actually,
might as well.
Yeah, it kind of works. I'm gonna go do the Halloween thing because I know kids are gonna start showing up at my door any minute, mooching for candy, and if not, I got 185 pieces of chocolate that are all mine. So happy Halloween, everybody! You guys have a great evening.
You should quickly get a piece of paper and some tape and write down we're all out of candy and stick it on your front door.
Nobody ever comes here. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, my parents, they gave full-size candy bars out, so the kids always come there. It's
nice.
And of course, unfortunately, my mother broke her toe, and my father was like, "Oh yeah, we took her to the hospital." He said, "But she's out giving candy." I'm like, "Well, as long as mom's giving candy, then she's fine." So,
well, it could be the Vicodin.
Well, my mom would make sure that Halloween is her favorite holiday. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right, guys.
She's out.
Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for showing up, Owen. Thanks for speed reading that long ass story. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody else out there, I hope you enjoy it as well. Read The Outsider. It's another good short story.
Wait until we do that episode.
Yeah, no shit, right? All 7 pages of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I'll see you later. My battery's about to die. Go ahead, Owen.
No. To be fair, that's kind of what we started with was these really short stories, and then we actually got like full books. Like, it's a lot easier to talk about 20 pages than it is 200 in certain cases.
I don't know. We had a lot of trouble talking about this one, and it was only 7 according to Shadow.
7, 14, I don't know what it was. No, it was very simple, very simple.
8 minutes of audio.
Yes.
If you cut out the intro and outro, yep. All right, folks. Happy trails.
Okay.
Yeah.